only know one truth. It's time for the Jedi to end.
Those were the words uttered by Luke Skywalker, the one who by right should be Grand Master of the Jedi Order. Alas, as far as we know, all of his Jedi are destroyed by the Knights of Ren after his Padawan Ben Solo turned to the dark side, becoming Kylo Ren and leading the charge to eliminate his former comrades. But what did Luke mean by these words? Time for the Jedi to end? Shouldn't you, of all people, want the Jedi to survive? Similar in concept to clickbait, I imagine this is a common trailer technique, whereby adding this line in the trailer they meant to cause some controversy and discussion for months to come, to keep people interested. It just seems so shocking to hear Luke say this. But as with most bait, there's usually more on the other end of the hook, above the surface. Some greater meaning they're not yet ready to reveal. So what did he mean? What is this missing detail of which we were not aware? Well, let's look at the clues. Luke is on ahch-to. After the loss of his Jedi Academy, he went in exile to this place, in search of the first Jedi Temple. Why the first Jedi Temple? I imagine after training new Jedi and the dark side rose up again, Luke probably thought, "History is repeating itself. I've tried to follow Master Yoda's wishes, to pass on what I have learned, but in doing so, the dark side has returned." He probably began to think that restoring the very order as it was, a way that led to the galaxy's fall, may not be the best approach. As much as he respected Ben Kenobi and Yoda, there was obviously something wrong, where as soon as he attempts to restore the Jedi Order, their Jedi Order, the dark arises as well. Strong in the Force, I'm sure he felt that the Jedi were inherently good, so what was the problem? Perhaps the most recent Jedi Order isn't what it once was. Perhaps he needed to take a step back, do his research. After all, he never even lived in the Jedi's glory days anyway. He only knows about them through stories and texts or viewing holocrons and talking with Obi-Wan and Yoda. He didn't really experience what it was like to be in a Jedi Order. I imagine he then decided that if the Jedi are to survive, then they must be fixed. With a lot of talk about the balance and the Bendu, and combining that with what Luke said, saying the Jedi should end, many feel Luke is now a gray Jedi. Neither light nor dark, or rather both light and dark, combining both to be in a more balanced state, or perhaps a third entity of the Force itself, a balance in the Force. Personally, I don't think that's the case. I believe Luke's purpose on ahch-to is to learn from the first Jedi Temple all he can about the true meaning of the Jedi, what it truly means to be one, and to use ahch-to, the light side of the Force. If some corruption or degradation occurred in the Jedi over time, then it makes sense to look back at before that happened, and we know the Order had its issues. Count Dooku knew it, and left the Order because of it. His former Padawan, Jedi Master Qui-Gon Jinn, knew it as well. The Jedi had become too political, working for the will of the Senate instead of the will of the Force. The Jedi had, at least to some degree, lost their way. So when Luke says the Jedi should end, from my certain point of view, he means that it's time for the old Jedi, Yoda's order, to end, so that the new Jedi, once closer to the original Jedi, can be trained. So when they say the last Jedi, they then likely mean that this is the last of the old Jedi. So in that sense, Luke is the last Jedi, the last of the old Jedi. But perhaps another way of looking at it is what Ben Kenobi said in Legends. "Not the last of the old Jedi, Luke. The first of the new." Perhaps that will be a revelation he has. But either way, he's both really. The last to receive the old training, and the one to bring forth the new order. In my opinion, I like this scenario much better than the idea of Luke being a gray Jedi. But maybe you all disagree. Comment down below letting me know what you think. Was there something I missed? I've been remaining spoiler free, so there's a chance that the answers as to whether or not I'm on the right track are already out there. But either way, I like this theory. If you do as well, or just want to hear more theories or even Star Wars stories I write myself, consider leaving a like on the video or even subscribing as well. I really appreciate it. If there's something specific you'd like me to make a video on, feel free to leave those in the comments below as well. With that, thank you all for watching, and have a great day. Bye guys.